UFC Fight Night Apex. We got Nick Klein, 6-2 from the USA, versus Andrey Pulyaev, 9-3 from Russia. Right here, we got Nick Klein, 6'1". He's 29 years old with a 77-inch reach, orthodox. Andrey Pulyaev is 6'4" with the height advantage. But right here, Nick Klein is nice. Right here, these are two 0-1 UFC fighters who need their first win. And Nick Klein is 0-1 in the UFC. He got knocked out by Mansour Abdul Malik. But Mansour Abdul Malik is a KO machine with 3 knockouts in the UFC in a row. I don't know what happened in his last fight. It says something like funny. I don't even know what happened. But Mansour Abdul Malik is a knockout king. So that was just a bad set for Nick Klein for his first UFC fight. I don't know why he was matched up with someone so elite. Like that was the bad fight. Why didn't he get the Austin Bashy treatment and get matched up against bums? Like he's fighting. He had to fight Mansour Abdul Malik for his first fight. That wasn't a good like matchup. But he did beat in the G League in the Contender Series. He had a 37-second submission in the first round, which is that's impressive. Honestly, like that's impressive. And on the other hand, we got Andrey Pulyaev. He's 0-1 in the UFC. He has a decision loss to Christian Leroy Duncan. Now, Christian Leroy Duncan is nice. He's nice. Like, who did he lose to that was kind of nice? The foreign fighter. He lost to a foreign fighter who was kind of nice. And then he got kind of mild. I remember he had that big ass hepatoma on his head by somebody. But I think he survived the fight. But he had a big ass hepatoma. But he's nice though, Christian Leroy Duncan. He's a top tier level striker. And that's just like a hard matchup for your first fight. Christian Leroy Duncan isn't a championship fighter, but he's definitely like a top high level elite striker. Like, and especially I think that fight was in England. He likes to fight in his hometown. Like, he's like you have to be like super fucking nice to beat Christian Leroy Duncan. So that's not no shame in losing to him because that's like in my opinion, he's a top 15 fighter. I don't know if he's in the rankings or what, but he is a top 15 fighter to me, Christian Leroy Duncan. And but his G League performance was not as impressive. He did win Andrey Pulyaev in the G League. He's 1-0 in the G League, but it was a decision over a finisher bum, as I like to say. He was 6-3 or 8-4 his opponent, and I peeped he did be finishing people, but it's like not in the UFC. So a finisher bum. He beat a finisher bum by decision, and now Nick Klein honestly is kind of more impressive in the G League in the Contender Series, and now in the UFC. Duncan took Pulyaev took Duncan a decision. Even though Master Abdul Malik and Christian Duncan are both elite strikers, that would be a good matchup. Um, Leroy Duncan's a little more technical, and Master Abdul Malik is just a KO machine. So that's why it went like that. But honestly, it's like and Nick Klein, low key, I don't know. Nick Klein was more impressive in the G League, but in the Big Show, I don't know how this is gonna go. For real, because it's two fighters for 0-1 in the G League. I mean 0-1 in the UFC, 1-0 in the G League. You kind of have to lean towards Russia over USA and toward when you're talking about fighters usually in the MMA. But I don't know. It's a rough one. They're kind of both from. It's just a hard one to pick. You don't really know for real. They both haven't won yet. You could lean towards the Russian fighter, or you could lean towards Nick Klein because he had the impressive G League performance. But my pick, whole gang pick, is fight to start in round two. I think they'll both even each other out to be able to get into round 2, 3. I don't know what's gonna happen for real, but I don't really know. I don't think they're either one of them is gonna finish each other in the first round. That would be kind of insane, and that's why I like to fight starts in round 2 because if either one of them to finish each other in round 1 would honestly be insane. So fight to start to round 2 is a good pick. Nick Klein beat Bum in 37 seconds in the G League with a submission lock or whatever. But I don't think he's going to get a Russian fighter with a submission lock in the first round. That would be insane. So that's why if it's insane, the fight to start the second round is the pick for this fight. That's a good pick. If it's insane for the fight to finish in the first round, it's probably not going to happen. So fight to start round 2 is the pick. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen. I had that and I'm like, I fuck with that. Nick Klein versus Andrey Pulyaev, UFC Fight Night Apex. The pick, fight to start round 2. I don't know what the fuck gonna happen though, but I fuck with that. Nick Klein versus Andrey Pulyaev. fight to start round two.